Grand jury decided to not indict you on something. That is not a not guilty.
What?
Oh, every time I think I'm getting out, she pulls me back in. This bitch, the Black Knight, I've already passed, and she's still yelling at me to come back here so she can bite my bloody knees off. Like, what are you gonna do, Jen? Bleed on me?
A no indictment? It does.
Today, Junior?
The state indicts you.
Yeah, through a grand jury.
They answered the no bill, the no true bill, because they said what the state of Ohio was saying was not true.
Honey, I don't even need to say anything to roast you here. You're doing my work for me. You're over here worried about the immigrants. Meanwhile, you're taking my job.
Meaning, case was dismissed. But there you go. It's okay. It's okay. You don't know. But I do, because I was there.
Physically, maybe, but mentally, clearly not so much.
Can you come up with anything, let's say, 2013 and sooner, like more recent?
Do I need to? I didn't realize that there was a statute of limitations on your hypocrisy.
If you can, I will donate $500 right now to your tree.
I feel like if you had $500 to donate to something, you wouldn't be selling butthole pictures on the internet because you're unemployable. The real question here, though, is are you unemployable just because you're so incredibly fucking insufferable that nobody can stand being around you, or because you still can't pass a drug test? Although I do suppose two things can be true.
I know. I already donated a shit ton of money to my local food pantries. I'll still continue to help people in my community, like I always have. But I don't have to boast about it on the fucking internet.
Am I having a fucking stroke? Did she not just boast about donating to her community on the internet to prove that she doesn't boast about donating to her community on the internet? I've seen broken garage door springs that didn't unravel this violently. This is honestly getting a little painful to watch.
What else do we have to... Oh, the butter knife. See, the other person on that paperwork actually had to go do prison time.
Yeah, unlike you, who, according to you, also did prison time.
And you could be a good lad and go FOIA request the police reports from that. You're gonna see pictures, though. I do have to warn you, they're very graphic in nature.
No, we're good. I think all of us have seen quite enough graphic pictures of you. Thanks.
In your video, you claimed that I never had an attorney, just a public defender.
That's not true. I also mentioned the ambulance chaser you hired for that personal injury suit.
A civil case that's not handled by public defenders. Public defenders handle criminal matters. I can't believe the people that follow you believe the shit that comes out of your mouth.
Oh, you're really gonna make me explain the joke, aren't you? You said I would be hearing from your attorney, and I said I'm pretty sure the only attorney you've ever had is a public defender, insinuating that you do not have an attorney for me to hear from and you cannot afford one. A joke my audience and literally everybody else except for you seemed to get. Speaking of which, I still have not heard from your attorney. No phone call, certified letter, process server. Should I be looking for like crack smoke signals, or how is he getting in touch with me?
That's funny shit though, man. I'm thoroughly enjoying this. I really am.
Uh-huh.
Because, like, I am so in utter disbelief that people have actually deleted their social medias because you bullied them into doing that.
Really? Because from here it looks like I made you delete any iota of mental stability you may have been clinging to, and quite possibly your sobriety, so a social media account seems minuscule by comparison.
They clearly didn't grow up in times where they had to have thick skin.
Jenny, honey, you do realize that birthday cake level layers of foundation and a filter don't count as thick skin, right?
I also was never in a trap house. I also never lost custody of my child.
Is this a bit? Like, you did 3 years in prison, and I get it. We've all seen it, and I'm sure you smuggled a lot of things in with it. But unless one of those things was your child, there is no way you had physical custody of your child for at least 3 years.
And I love the fact that you showed that Cleveland.com article. Did you know that that article right there hangs up in one of my local police department's lobby to this very day?
I'm sure it does, right next to the wanted and known criminals posters.
I'm highly respected in my community. Highly.
You aren't even respected in your own comment section. Look here, honeydew, if you think you're respected in your community, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret that's probably gonna sting a tad. You wanna know how I found out so much information about you so quickly? After I did that very first video of you that sent you off the rails, I had, I don't know, roundabouts a dozen people slide into my DMs or email me who either know you personally or are from your community. And they told me all kinds of information about you and how much they hate you and how embarrassed they are that you are from their community or that they know you personally. And I have never once had anywhere near that many people reach out to me about a person I put on blast. The people in your community respect you even less than the people in your comments. Like, how do you think I know about the shit you put on Twitter? Because I sure as shit don't have an account for that cesspool. People you know sent me screenshots. They wanted this for you because that's how little they respect you. And what's more is, you know, I don't have an account on Twitter. That's why that was the very first place you posted about me, because you thought I wouldn't see it. And we'll get to that a little later.
Then you have to post pictures of me and my beautiful pew-pews. You claim I'm a felon in possession of Wow. Grasping at straws, are we? Does it make any sense? If I was a felon, that I would post pictures of me with something that could get me thrown in prison?
Quick question. Could you provide us an example of anything you've done ever that makes sense? Because those pictures don't even crack like the top 10 list of things you've done that make no fucking sense to the rest of us.
What's unfortunate is you can't even find the recent case that sent me to prison. You can't even find that on the internet anymore because, thanks to Trump, my shit was expunged.
Why? Did you blow him too? It's surprising, because you're like 40 years too old for him. Ooh, or is that why you decided to have a second child so late in life? God, I wish that was a joke too, but the fact that you are a very clearly self-absorbed, narcissistic addict who makes terrible life decisions and feverishly supports one of the world's most prolific pedophiles and sex traffickers genuinely makes me concerned about the things that your children have experienced. In fact, is that why you took your kid out of public school and put him in private school, where the teacher's starting to figure out that things aren't okay at home? Because, I mean, you did write this letter, right? And you're bitching in it about, you know, the woke indoctrinating agenda of fucking kindergarten. And then you claim in this batshit letter that your child was exposed to pornography in kindergarten. Now, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I am emphatically certain that they were not. But even if they were, I don't know why you would care, because they're already exposed to mom's butthole every time they log onto the computer. It just seems like if you actually gave a shit about kids being exposed to pornography, you wouldn't have personally done pornography that kids can very easily be exposed to. And since nothing in this letter is even remotely based in reality or makes even the slightest amount of sense, it would lead a rational person to believe that it could potentially be an unhinged cover-up for the real and more sinister reason you pulled your child out of kindergarten. Now, since I don't want to be sued for defamation, we're gonna call it a hunch based on circumstantial evidence. By the way, circumstantial isn't what RFK Jr. thinks gives people autism. Well, it probably is. He thinks everything gives people autism. It's the kind of evidence where a grand jury would probably return a not true bill, which of course doesn't mean you're not guilty. It just means there's not enough evidence to charge you with a crime yet.
Record sealed. Never finding that. Not even the FBI can look at that. You know that, right?
Honey, a sealed or expunged record does not stop law enforcement from looking at it. Not even a little bit.
You know I pass FBI background checks every single time that I fill out an ATF 4474. You know what that is?
I do, actually. It's an imaginary form that does not exist, and I know that because I'm not a felon and I can legally purchase firearms. I am curious, though, if you are legally allowed to possess firearms, why did you delete all the pictures and videos you had with firearms after I brought it up? Seems like an oddly strange thing to do, unless, of course, you know that a sealed or expunged record does not reinstate your firearm privileges. Now, it requires a very specific process, and since you are clearly humanly incapable of shutting the fuck up, it seems like you would have mentioned going through that process had you done it.
Oh no, because I forgot. You're from Tampon Tim's state. Something tells me you use them.
Use them to do what? Stop plumbing leaks? Clean the barrel on my 12 gauge? Actually, that's a good idea.
And my pictures. I know you saved those.
Only in the way that they are seared into my nightmares.
And if you really looked hard enough, there ain't no meat curtains there, baby. That's an innie. But something tells me you're into shit like that. You're into all that beefy Arby's crotch, aren't you? Yeah, you are. That's why it was on your brain.
Guys, am I abusing a mentally disabled person? Cause like, what the fuck?
And I liked how you didn't, not once, tell your audience that you threatened my children.
You're picking arguments, and then you're promptly losing the arguments with yourself. If I had threatened your children in a video, which I didn't, it would have by default told my audience, because it would have been in a fucking video for my audience.
And I even wrote that in that DM. You see, what I did was be a woman, and I came to you privately.
No, what you did was be a coward and come to me privately because you were afraid of people seeing exactly who you are publicly. And remember how we were talking about your Twitter account? You posted that publicly before you private messaged me because you didn't think I'd see it. Which I wouldn't have if the people who know you, you know, respected you. So what else you got there, Courage the Cowardly Crackhead?
My video was calling the people out who are scamming food stamps.
Sweet summer cantaloupe, if you tried gaslighting us anymore, we'd die of asphyxiation.
No, I always prioritized feeding my son.
How did you do that? Pack his lunch from prison?
And you know, it doesn't matter to me what anybody on the internet says who doesn't know me from Adam.
You've made like 15 videos about this and have lived in your comments. I have never seen somebody comment, "Thanks for the engagement," that many times. You did it so much that people were mocking you. It kinda seems like you care.
You want to claim that I'm in trap houses and I'm a crack, meth, heroin? You listed it all. The acid was next, and ecstasy, the mushrooms, and then cocaine, and then meth, and then eventually heroin. And you want to say that I'm bad for calling out Hunter Biden? You're calling me out for something that was over 20 years ago.
You know, 2013 was not 20 years ago, and if you'd taken off your socks, you could have figured that out before you know. Never mind. You cannot look any dumber.
I don't care if you want to call me what Captain Crackhead is. Captain Crack Sparrow.
This isn't even funny anymore. This is genuinely painful to watch.
But I've been on here long enough. Like, your videos are like 7 minutes long about me, dude. Getting kind of creepy now, I'm not gonna lie.
This video that I'm responding to of yours right now is 10 minutes long, and 9 minutes, and 7.5 minutes. And they're all just exclusively you talking like you're having a mental breakdown. Half of the length of my videos is just playing your videos. Mine would be way shorter if you didn't talk so fucking much. And they wouldn't exist at all if you shut the fuck up. Honestly, this isn't fun anymore. I feel like I'm clubbing a seal to death at this point, if that seal was a drug-addled racist hypocrite.
Well, I gotta get a restraining order against you? I'm just wondering.
Oh, and that seemed flirty. It's gross. You're more than welcome to try, though. You can talk to your imaginary lawyer about it right after you discuss that defamation suit, but I can assure you that you just being you, and also living in Ohio, is restraining order enough. This is plenty close, making fun of you halfway across the country. Now, Jen, I feel like our time together here has come to an end, because this doesn't feel good anymore. And while it's been fun, I mean this genuinely and with all sincerity. Get some help. There is something incredibly wrong with you, and nothing here and nothing you're doing is healthy. It's not healthy for you. It's not healthy for your kids. It's not healthy for your community or society as a whole. And I mean that on a human level, not as some TikTok beef insult. Get off the internet and get some help.